The 2026 FIFA World Cup has barely begun, and already everything feels different. A host nation finally broke its opening match curse. Three red cards turned a celebration into a battlefield. A team came from behind when defeat seemed inevitable. And before the first day was over, the entire Group A picture had changed. This wasn't just the opening day of a World Cup. It was a warning. This tournament is going to be unforgettable. All eyes were on Mexico City. More than 80,000 fans packed the legendary Azteca Stadium as Mexico opened the biggest World Cup in history against South Africa. The pressure was enormous. For decades, Mexico had struggled in World Cup openers. Expectations were sky high. Anything less than victory would have felt like a disaster. But the nerves disappeared quickly. Just 9 minutes into the tournament, Julian Quiñones wrote his name into football history by scoring the first goal of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. The stadium erupted. Mexico had the lead. South Africa tried to respond, but the match gradually became more physical and increasingly chaotic. The turning point arrived shortly after halftime, when South Africa's Fefelo Sithole was sent off. Suddenly, Mexico had a numerical advantage and complete control of the match. Then came the knockout punch. Raúl Jiménez rose to score Mexico's second goal, giving the hosts breathing room and sending the crowd into celebration. Yet even then, the drama wasn't finished. Another South African red card followed, reducing them to 9 men. Mexico would also finish with 10 men after Cesar Montes received a late dismissal. What should have been a comfortable opening victory transformed into one of the most heated World Cup openers ever seen. When the final whistle arrived, Mexico had won 2-0, 3 points, a dream start. And perhaps most importantly, belief. The hero of opening day was Hwang In-beom. South Korea looked in serious trouble against Czechia. After falling behind early in the second half, the Koreans faced the possibility of beginning their tournament with a damaging defeat. That's when Hwang stepped forward. His equalizer completely changed the mood of the match. Suddenly, South Korea believed again. The energy shifted, the momentum shifted, the pressure shifted. Without that goal, South Korea may have left Guadalajara empty-handed. Instead, they found a path back into the game and eventually completed a remarkable comeback. Heroes aren't always the players who score the winner. Sometimes they're the players who refuse to let the story end. Football always creates difficult moments. Today, the most costly moment belonged to South Africa's discipline. The first red card completely changed the balance of the match against Mexico. Playing with 10 men against the host nation in a packed stadium is already a monumental challenge. Playing with 9 is nearly impossible. Those dismissals turned a competitive contest into a survival mission. The lesson is simple. At a World Cup, every decision matters. One mistake can change an entire match. The best goal of opening day belongs to Julian Quiñones. There is pressure attached to every opening World Cup match. But there is even greater pressure attached to scoring the tournament's very first goal. Quiñones showed remarkable composure. His finish settled Mexican nerves, ignited the Azteca crowd, and instantly became one of the defining images of the tournament's opening day. Years from now, when people remember how the 2026 World Cup began, they will remember that moment. The biggest missed opportunity wasn't a single shot. It was Czechia's failure to protect their lead. After moving ahead against South Korea, they had a golden opportunity to take control of Group A. A victory would have placed them level with Mexico and dramatically improved their qualification chances. Instead, South Korea fought back. By the end of the night, Czechia walked away with nothing. In tournaments this short, those lost opportunities can become fatal. The biggest controversy centered around the disciplinary decisions in Mexico versus South Africa. The match produced 3 red cards, an extraordinary number for a World Cup opener. Some observers felt the officials were correct to enforce the rules strictly. Others believed certain decisions were harsh and contributed to the game's escalating tension. Regardless of opinion, the dismissals became the defining talking point after the final whistle. The football was memorable. The cards made it unforgettable. After only 1 round of matches, Group A is already taking shape. Mexico sit on 3 points. South Korea also have 3 points. South Africa and Czechia remain without a point. The next round suddenly becomes massive. Mexico versus South Korea now feels like a battle for control of the group. A victory there could place one team on the verge of qualification. Meanwhile, South Africa versus Czechia has become an early survival match. Lose again and knockout round hopes could nearly disappear. The margins are already shrinking. The spotlight now turns to Mexico against South Korea. Both sides arrive full of confidence. Mexico have the home crowd, South Korea have momentum from a comeback victory. Whoever wins could become the clear favorite to top Group A. At the same time, Czechia and South Africa face enormous pressure. Their tournament may already be hanging by a thread. Day 1 delivered everything football fans could have hoped for. Goals, drama, red cards, comebacks, heroes, heartbreak. Mexico announced themselves to the world. South Korea proved they will never stop fighting. South Africa and Czechia now face difficult roads ahead, and if this is how the tournament begins, imagine what is still to come. The World Cup has finally arrived, and the story is only getting started.